A very good morning to you. Welcome to Good Morning Anambra Thursday edition. How are you? Okay, you caught me there. It's good to have you here. My name is Sijama Uche. We'll take a little break now. When we'll come back, we'll resume with newspaper review with my guest already seated in the house. Okay, welcome again. Joining me this morning is Dan Jacobs. Dan Jacobs Ifechupu. Okay, he's a barrister and then a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Jacobs.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to the program.
Okay, good to have you here, sir. All right, we'll start with the stories making the round from our website this morning, which is police DPO sensitizes tricycle riders against causing traffic gridlocks in Oka. Soludo inaugurates governing council of COOU. Anambra State government commences removal of chances illegal occupants on Niger Street, Onitsha. World Sickle Cell Day. Mrs. Soludo gives succor to sickle cell orphanage and the underprivileged home in Agolo. Okay. These are the stories making the round this morning. Let's start with the keke drivers, the tricycle drivers with their their newsers that some people have started calling. Is there any way we can just ban this tricycle because of the kind of problems they cause here, traffic-wise?
Indeed, there's need to even organize seminars for them, to train them, to know how to prevent traffic rules. It seems that they don't have control. They do whatever they like on the road. You will see them stopping in the middle of the road to drop their passengers, to stop in the middle of the road to pick passengers, causing unnecessary traffic hold up on the road. They need that government should look into the training of keke drivers. Even some of them, I don't think they have riding licenses. The government should try to satisfy them. Through certification, they will train them and let them know some certain traffic rules they're supposed to obey. I believe if they are trained and are made to do the needful by being trained and obtaining their riding license, they will respect themselves. On the issue of inauguration of governing council, it's a welcome development.
Okay.
We know the importance of governing council in the administration of higher institutions. They have to shape the institutions to position them for to help the management of the school. They are the key management to help the vice chancellor, who is the person in charge of day-to-day activities, to make sure that things are going well, to assist the governor to make sure that the school is up to standard.
Okay, thank you very much. And then removal of chances from Onitsha streets.
That is overdue. That, most of the, especially Onitsha, everything is trust. Government seems to, because I don't know, is it because it is a business area? Most of the time, government seems to overlook certain things. But it's supposed to be one of the major cities Anambra State should be proud of in terms of cleanness, well-structured development. Do you get the point? But when you look at certain areas, especially that Niger street, you'll be wondering what is happening. If you don't control them, very soon they will even occupy the roads in the name of street ready. So
already
it's
there.
good to remove all those shanties.
Okay.
You have proper planning. When you come into this environment, you have free flow of traffic.
Very important. Okay, and the last one is the Sickle Cell Day that we celebrated. Was it yesterday? And how the governor's wife gave succor to some of these inmates.
It is very important to create awareness concerning issues of sickle cell. It's something that can be avoided if the intended couples will do the necessary. With the act of carelessness, or what I call it, some play or neglect certain things they're supposed to do in the initial stage of their marriage. Before coming together, they're supposed to know their genitals. Once they have proper selection of genitals in making a match, issue of sickle cell anemia will be avoided. It will be an issue, but mistake that those of them that made that mistake, it's good to give those children support. Although it's not easy to manage sickle cell children. We will not abandon them. I thank the governor's wife for succor is given to them information.
Okay.
So people should come to help them. Most of them are very brilliant and intelligent, so that they will be useful to the society.
And that's it. Most of them are usually very, very intelligent. I remember the ones we met in school. You'll be wondering whether they're from the moon. Very, very intelligent set of people. Very brilliant. Okay, let's venture into the papers and see what's trending too. Our first paper this morning will be the Daily Times, a Daily Times newspaper. The banner headline there says, Fubara swears in CTC chairman amidst political confusion in Rivers. With some riders there. It says Rivers won't set pace in unconstitutionality on provisions on local government tenure. And then direct audit of council's accounts. Declare state of emergency in Rivers fast. APC urges federal government. Okay, declare state of emergency in Rivers fast. APC urges federal government. You have not declared state of emergency in the north where nobody comes out with all the IDP camps there. It's just little political crisis that we have here. Okay, let's see. And then other stories coming from here. How physical verification exercises exposed ghost workers. Yemi Esan. Reps held Nigeria Armed Forces for successes against insecurity. Okay. Alleged cocaine deal court denies Abakari orders bail plea. And then Shetima reaffirms federal government's commitment to Northeast economic revival. Down here, we'll have this other story that says Nnamdi Kanu seeks out of court settlement in alleged terrorism charge. And then, as court orders open space meetings with his lawyers. Okay, that's all coming from Daily Times. Let's look at the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard seems to be a little bit busy this morning. Okay, Vanguard newspaper. Okay, minimum wage, why governor's orders are foot dragging. That is the banner headline in Vanguard newspaper. May retrench workers need bailout to pay. Idris detaches from unwilling governors, awaits labor. Federal government stands. No agreements, but alignment of interest. OPS pushes for new act to cover employees within minimum of 200 workers. Senator Wadada begs Tinubu to approve 150,000 naira. It says lawmakers willing to make sacrifice. Okay, let's start from them. Let the sacrifice start from them. If it's sure is speaking the minds of all the lawmakers, that is the Senate and the House of Reps. Makinde approves Olakuni's appointment as 43rd Olubado. Okay, let that matter be settled once and for all. While we target access of drug barons, traffickers. This is from Marwa. And down here we'll have this other story. Rivers crisis, Fubara orders probe of local government accounts. Also Gabakwana Rivers State. Obaseki gives Edo CP 7 days to fish out killers of Uniben graduates. That's a good one. And then, do we still have any story of interest coming from here? Okay, let's look up here. Up. On top of the names and place, Naira depreciation makes Lagos, Abuja cheapest global cities for expatriates. Reports. Cholera outbreak. Federal government may declare emergency. NCDC DG is saying this as some parents prevent children from school. Edoguba, PDP expels Shaibu, Obi, cites anti-party activities. Okay, that's all coming from Vanguard. Daily Independence is our next paper this morning. A Daily Independence. On top of the name template, Nnamdi Kanu considers out-of-court settlement with federal government. What is that subtitle? The condensed killing of soldiers in Abia. Okay. And then APC demands state of emergency in Rivers State. Flares Amechi for criticizing Tinubu's administration. Okay, but the banner headline here says, Rivers tenure crisis. Fubara orders probe of local governments, swears in caretaker chairman. With a lot of riders here. Number one saying that it says Rivers won't set precedent on local government tenure extension. PDP warns ex-Rivers local government chairman against disrupting peace. IGP orders heightened security measures in state, and then warns killers of vigilante police officer arrested. Okay, those are the stories under the banner headline. Fubara orders probe of local governments, swears in caretaker chairman. Other stories coming from this Daily Independent. Edo PDP expects Dan Obi, Philip Shaibu, Obeyde Ihama. Federal government can't tax airlines for fund aviation agencies. And then down here we have this other story. Kano Emirship Tozu. NMPP accuses federal government of plotting violence, state of emergency. Wahala everywhere. Okay, and beside this story, we'll have this other one. Again, aviation unions call for constitution of sectors board. And then A2 shuts production at OML 29 in Bielsa over oil leak. Do we still have any other story of interest here? No other one. Okay, yeah, I think we got to start talking on the stories we have seen so far, beginning from Daily Times. Let's first of all look at what is happening in Rivers State. Okay, are we going to see another war? Because we have seen it in a different states. It happened in Edo, it happened in which other state? There's so many states before now, but that of the Rivers State seems to be taking a very serious dimension.
This political crisis in Rivers State is avoidable only that because of greediness. that crisis is still persisting. After all, elections have come and gone. We have known who is in charge. Why should the suppose or a straight godfather should be troubling the political gospel? Do you get the point I'm making? You should allow him, since he don't want that control. He did it to his predecessor. Why should you now insist on making Rivers State ungovernable? The tenure of this local government chairman have expired. Constitutionally, they don't have right again to stay there. The Constitution allowed the governor to appoint caretaker committee if the election timetable is not yet out, or election will not be conducted immediately at the end of their tenure. They should allow the governor, now that I've already said within days the title will come out, let them wait for him to come out with a new title for the local government election, and the Rivers people will come out and elect their new local government chairman. They should not disturb the peace of that state.
I think
the Rivers State is very, very, very strategic. If there is any trouble in Rivers, it will spill all over to the south, almost all this. It will affect other states in the south, even part of southeast. So, and the economic activities in the Rivers State is very high, and they should not allow the economy of this country to suffer because of crisis in that state. So everybody should respect himself.
I think there's a new dimension to what is happening in Rivers State. I just saw that in the Punch newspaper. Of course, so it's like we skipped Punch, or it just came in. It said Rivers plans parallel secretariat as police bar Fubara caretaker chairman, which means the chairman that has been that he sworn in yesterday, where police have refused them entering the local government. The governor orders caretaker chairman to get alternative secretariat as police shuts local governments. What is this?
The police should respect the rule of law. The court has said that they should maintain status quo. We know that the amended law, the alleged amended law was done by ex-lawmakers, which is not constitutional. Although the police is trying to prevent the breakdown of law and order, it's their responsibility. But they should allow legitimate persons appointed by the governor to have access to the office. That you are protecting the properties of the government, not only not allow the activities of government to function. You should allow the government to have activities are supposed to be.
Okay, already we have a parallel, House of Assembly members, that of the 27 members that were sitting wherever they are sitting, and this other one. And now we are going to have parallel secretariat for the local government election. And PDP, APC is calling for state of emergency in Rivers State. And the Greek boys that we saw in social media coming out from the waters to say they are coming to defend Fubara and the new government. With all this on ground, what do you see that is going to be the end of this problem?
Those issues must be resolved.
How?
We have the laws are in place to take care of these things. It's just a question of time. APC
who obeys the law?
I'm not surprised that APC is calling for state of emergency. They are the people behind this crisis. Because if they call their members to order, those that defected from PDP because they are now regarded as members of APC.
And they are still saying that they are still in PDP, that they are back to PDP. I don't understand what's going on in Rivers State.
Your cake and have it. They made it. It was in the public view that they made that statement. We have now moved to APC. It was not done in secret, isn't it? Everybody knew about it, so they should respect themselves. APC should not call for state of emergency. There is no, everything has not gone out of control. The governor is still in charge. if there is issue of breakdown of law and order that have gone out of the control of the government, then there will be need for state of emergency. Everything is still intact. Only that the APC should respect themselves, call their members to order. Wike should stop sponsoring that crisis in River State. To allow River State people to enjoy dividends of democracy. Now the FUBARA is now trying to win the people by working, because this crisis made it to start to work to win the heart of the people. You should allow him to develop the state.
But that's exactly what Wike doesn't want. That's exactly what he doesn't want.
Which means it's against River State.
He wants to control him, to tell him what to do and what not to do. At least to make sure that he doesn't surpass his own development in River State. Instead, he has built rivers. That whoever that is coming to stay here as governor is there to be paying homage to me. That I've finished building rivers. There's nothing more to build.
There's no city in the world that will say that you have finished to build. They still need to maintain the infrastructures in place to renew the infrastructures to make it to come on standard. The structure you have today, tomorrow it might be obsolete. And they need to remodel it, isn't it? It's not part of development. So when we can say that he has built River State that the other people should be coming, it's a complete lie and selfish interest.
Okay, let's
to have opportunity of expressing the performance of the new government. Now that he's trying to win the people by working for them.
Okay, let's match this story with that of what is going on playing out in Kano. Kano Emirship Chozo, NNPP accuses federal government of plotting violence, a state of emergency in Kano. We know what has been going on between the governor, the ex-governor, that is the chairman of APC now, that's Ganduje, and then the emirs, the dethroned emir and the reinstated emir. There seems to be two emirs and a whole lot of authorities parading themselves in Kano. Just exactly what is trending, but then this one is traditional, this one is political. I don't even know, it's like it's political all over. So.
Well, that issue in Kano, the federal government should remove their hand there. Former Governor Ganduje amended the law and divided the Kano Emirate into 5. Now that the new governor came in and felt that it's not proper, that he has to restore the old emirate. He did not do it illegally. He amended the law, and the law was he now sent a bill to the House of Assembly for amendment of that law. They amended it, and the law was signed into the bill was signed into law. At the end of the day, after signing the amended law into law,
the amended bill
restated the former emir according to the new law. Since Ganduje had his way, they should allow
this other governor,
Yusuf, to have his way. This is under the control of the state. Federal government should stop because of political interest. I know APC know that Kano is in political competition in Nigeria. Kano is very strategic and important.
Just like River State too.
They are doing everything to make sure that they take control of these two major states. Because of economic issue, they are fighting for Kano and River State. They should allow Kano to have peace.
Is it just
whatever that happened in Kano today, APC is responsible. Because yes,
and whatever
it's the right of the governor,
whatever that happens in Rivers,
to the emir. And whatever that happened in the River State today, APC is responsible. Because the duty of the governor to appoint caretaker committees when the tenure of existing chairman have expired.
Okay. Let's look at this story from the Vanguard, the minimum wage. Why governors, others are foot dragging. The other time we saw some one what do you call it, sheet that is trending in the social media, saying that this is what the governors said that they're going to pay. Some said 80, some said 75, some said 50, some 60s, just like that. Okay, but this morning we are looking at a minimum wage, why governors are dragging foot, and there are so many stories under it. May retrenched workers need bailout to pay. Okay, perhaps that these are some of the strategies they're trying to put in place if they must pay what the labor is will agree eventually with the federal government that they must retrench workers in this economic crisis, and then look for a bailout. Okay, so how do you see this?
This issue of minimum wage, I don't know the criteria, the ones I use it to arrive at that amount I'm setting for. When you are negotiating for wage of workers, you have to take certain things into consideration. The value, now Naira have been devalued. You will now check the value of 30,000 when Naira was 155 Naira to dollar, and the value of 80,000 now that $1 is equal to 1,000, almost 1,005 or more in the black market. And indeed, a bag of rice now, look at the food inflation. A bag of rice is 80,000, so it's 20,000. If you pay a worker 62,000, can he buy, just have a bag, can money to buy half
bag of rice with what you are going to cook it with?
And they are not even buying other ingredients. They are not paid house rent.
Buy rice.
They are not even paying transportation to his workplace.
Buy gari, buy meat, so, buy all the things that you need to cook with.
Although, personally, they should not be talking about only wage increment, or they should look into the issue of the economy, how to make Nigerian economy to be productive, how to make farmers to have access to their farms again by eliminating insecurity. Because this insecurity in Nigeria caused that food insecurity too. Many towns or communities that are producing food, especially in the northeast, even north central, they have been denied access to their farms. Many of them pay levies
to enter their farms.
So government should tackle the issue of insecurity and let the farmers have access to their farms. And by the time the government should tackle the issue of alternative source of energy. Like now, if you have cheaper transportation now, the issue of food prices will come down a bit, because issue of transportation, you can imagine where because I was discussing with someone that was dealing on foodstuffs one day when I approached the person for purchase. He told me in confidence that a trailer carries about 600 bags of maybe rice or corn, that they pay average of 7,000 per bag, which is about 4.2 million per trip. You do get the point. Then when you share this cost of transportation and other logistics to the cost of the food, where for the source they bought it, it will be very too high. Something that they use about 400, 300, 350 to transport before is now about 4.2. You can imagine that. The government should look into the areas. Had it been the federal government says, okay, we're going to pay this amount, but we're going to fight issue of transportation, like having alternative source of energy, like this issue of CNG, converting maybe trailers to CNG. If trailers can use CNG and transport goods from the north to east at cost of maybe 700, 500,000. Don't you know that it will crash food prices?
It will crash, and then there's a very close one that you need to do: reverse the pump price of the petroleum products. You are subsidizing, but now that you are still subsidizing, why is the price still very high? So come out open and say you are subsidizing it, and let the price give command. Let the price go back to what it used to be.
They know what to do. To make things to work better for Nigerians. So anyway, they refuse to do the nation. Anyway. Because even if you pay a worker 1 million naira and the price of goods are too high, it's still useless.
Okay, let's also look at what Wadala said about asking the president to peg it, asking the president to peg it at 150, and also suggesting that the lawmakers will make sacrifice. Do you see them making any sacrifice?
The politicians making sacrifice? They said they would really like to grab more and more because they are looking at the tenure of the office. They are not looking at, we don't have statesmen in this country. Statesmen plant trees, they know they will not benefit from the fruits. Do you get the point?
Yes.
But politicians grab whatever they can get now into their pocket. So we should build statesmen, men that can make sacrifices for the future.
Okay. Let's conclude with Nnamdi Kanu's story, asking for an out-of-court settlement against the charges, what they call terrorism charges.
Well, this issue of Nnamdi Kanu, people have been clamoring for this political settlement. Because from the happenstances so far, from the trials of the courts in his cases, it seems even the stock somehow, they don't know what else to do, because the Court of Appeal have already discharged their applicant because it says they have no reason to try him for any of this. They have not violated any of our law. But they insisted that he committed treason. And from what I'm seeing, they're now returning for the trial. It has taken too long, and many miscreants are taking advantage of that.
I think
causing trouble here and there in the name of IPOB.
Yeah, I think Nnamdi Kanu is kind of trying to give the federal government soft landing. You know, the kind of a thing. You are trapped. You don't even know what to say. If I now say, because they've been asked several times or for a long time to go for political settlement and they disagree, and now it's like, just like you said, it's choking if you want to bury the Genesis well. So they don't know what to do. They got to go back to what they said no to. That's going back to their vomit, okay, because they don't have anything against him now. So I think that's why this guy just give them soft landing. Okay, can we settle it out? And, okay.
Let those miscreants that are using the name of IPOB, that Nnamdi Kanu is being held in prison to cause trouble here and there, have no reason to do that again.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Dan Jacobs. Okay, let me see. Let me arrange your name very well. Barrister Ifechukwu Dan Jacobs. Okay, thank you. And that's why we're going to draw the curtain on Newspaper Review this morning. God's keeping us. We'll be back tomorrow morning. God bless you. My name is Sichama. Do stand by for the next round of discussion now.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo 3-in-1 is such a smart choice. Milo, energy to go further.
From Nestle.
The world needs moms. With a splash of golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into yes please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Providing tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil, for pure love.
In line with its urban renewal agenda, the Saludo administration has started the Operation Clean Up Onitsha, Oka, Nnewi, Ekwulobia, and other major cities in the state. The governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Saludo, has already set the pace by personally joining in the desilting of gutters and drainages in Ochanja and its suburb. A sustainable, clean, green, and livable Anambra is possible. So, join in the drainage desilting campaign and Operation Keep Your Gutters Clean. Keep your environment clean. Clean your gutters regularly. Do not block drainages with refuse. Properly dispose of sachets, banana peels, and upper wraps. Please pay your sanitation levy to enable the government fulfill its obligations. The solution is here. Be part of the solution.
All my friends have gone home. I was thinking you can give me a ride.
Me? Give you a ride in my car?
Oh, yes. There's something you can do.
Yeah.
You go to the lawyer and tell him to file a divorce for both of us. And you will see I will jump into the sky for joy.
Yes, of course I am.
Don't touch me. Don't you do that.
I am crazy for your love. I want to talk to both of you.
He's the one that needs counseling, not me.